Well, Season 2 didn't go as planned. Champions League exit in the quarter-final. But we did win the league, so let's go and try and get over that Champions League disappointment by spending some lovely money. Yes, welcome back, boys and girls. Big summer ahead for our Chelsea rebuild. It should have been done in Season 2, but we move on to Season 3. And we're going to start with a season review before we head and do some transfer business. Here we go then. Season review time. Kvaratskhelia with the signing of the season. That is a contentious one. I would have thought potentially... What's gone on here? We didn't loan him to Lokomotiv Moscow. I don't know what's happened there. We'll ignore these bits because none of them went out on loan. But, yeah, contentious because maybe Kim Min-jae with a better average rating over a similar amount of games and a lot less money could have made an argument, but he only got a D rating. That does surprise me. In terms of results then, we finished first in the league. As you know, we maxed out our average home attendance, which is positive. Mason Mount, top league goal scorer with 21 goals. The board absolutely love us. 14 points of difference between us and Man United. Just the one defeat against Man United. 8 draws. Some of them not really good enough. Some of them you have to just say you take it. We finished the season. I mean, I simmed all the games after the Blackburn one, which you saw. A belter of a game here, a 4-3 against Aston Villa. 3-0 at home to Brentford. A 0-0 draw with Everton. Disappointing. But we finished it off. Kai Havertz got a hat-trick against Newcastle. Our biggest win was the one you saw against West Brom. 7-0. The Mudryk show. Match to remember, 3-0 away at Anfield. Yep, you can't argue with that. And goal of the season was this effort from Enzo Fernandez. Bosh. I mean, it's a good strike, but I would argue Mason Mount's one in the last game you saw against Blackburn was better. I mean, that's a disappointing one to concede. But yeah, don't know about you. I would go as far as to say I don't think that was. Oh, what's going on here? We've lost the season review. There we go, we're back. We're back. Yeah, I mean, it was a good strike. Let's take nothing away from the lad. He got a hat-trick, but for me, I might give Mason Mount the manager's goal of the season award. No new sponsorship deals. Revenue down as a result of probably missing out on the latter stages of the Champions League. Kai Havertz selling the most shirts. Not surprising. How we lined up. Mudryk more than Kvaratskhelia? I mean, maybe. Accolades. Fans player of the season, Kai Havertz. Young player of the season, Kai Havertz. We know the signing and the goal of the season. Kai Havertz, top goal scorer overall with 30. So quite a lot down on his first season. Gavi assisting everything he can. Kai Havertz more there. Levi Colwill with the highest pass completion per 90 minutes. I mean, that's probably because he's played about 4 games. Look at this. We managed to win Manager of the Year twice in the same season. Most assists, Gavi was a record. Most clean sheets, surprising. Edward Mendy, 22. Reece James with our worst discipline. No red cards throughout the team though, so that's pretty good. And Thiago Silva gets the Grandad Award. Chelsea had a title to powering through the middle of the season. Can't argue with that. We did win a double of some sorts, although Community Shield doesn't really count. We won't go into the timeline. In terms of transfers, we have a budget of £128 million. We all know Valverde is the one we want. Real Madrid want 162 million. He's on 425 grand a week. I don't think we're going to sign him just yet. So who do we sign? I mean, I'd love to make someone like Musiala part of the team. Although this is what I'm thinking, boys and girls. Callum Mwendu, 36 million, so that would leave plenty money in the bank. And he's pretty decent. That is if we go with a striker. If we do a bit of our own squad planning, this is the team that would start if we were playing in the Champions League final. So out of that, where would I look to strengthen? Well, for me, goalkeeper, that's a no-brainer. Happy with this. Happy with all. To be honest, I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with that. Now, this is the position for me We've got no one natural out there. Madueke has done a fantastic job when he's come in. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if we put Kai Havertz just over to the side, and then we put an advanced forward there, that could be Callum Wendu. That could target forward. Behave yourself, Mason. I mean, I think that is an improvement. I don't know about you. What we've got? Kai Havertz wanted by Real Madrid. Is anyone else wanted? Anybody else? Nobody wants to spend. Cucurella, Atletico Madrid, please buy him. Please. So yeah, I mean, if someone was to come in with 50 million for Cucurella right now, then I'd probably go out and buy Valverde. If I'm honest, that's just me. I'm a kid in a candy store. Can't help it. Kai Havertz. I mean, if Real Madrid are going to buy Kai Havertz, they're going to have to spend a lot more than 108 million to get him. I'm talking, we'll just swap him for Valverde. Problem solved. It's not going to happen. Let me get this straight. I do not want to sell Kai Havertz. I've named our formation after him. We can't be selling him. So, without further ado, I'm going to pause this right now and I'm going to go and get my checkbook, open it up real white, sign a load of signatures, and I'll show you who we get. Another option up front, Evan Ferguson. Same sort of transfer fee. Been relegated with Brighton, so we should be able to get him. I mean, we all know that he's been given a bit of a glow up in this winter update. So that's a potential option that we're just going to park there for now. Matoma here. He looks like a bargain. I mean, 18.25 million for Matoma. We've already got Kvaratskhelia on the left, but I reckon them two on the wings, swapping round, that could be an interesting option. Potential spanner in the works. Vermeeren is not happy because I didn't play him as a deep line playmaker enough, and he's handed in a transfer request. £68 million is his value. I'll be honest, I can't see anyone coming in and bidding for him. But if they do, Valverde money. Ooh. So I've done some looking and I've sent my scouts far and wide, and these are some of the players that we've come up with, or I've come up with, who I'm going to look at. Robert Sanchez in goal. Like I said, Brighton went down 800k to 6.4. I don't know if he's an upgrade on Mendy, but it's an option. The other keeper I'm looking at is Mike Mignan. Don't know how to say his name either. So Mike, although early signs are he's going to be a bit expensive. And Callum Wendu, I mentioned before, Raspadori as well, Skamaka, Vlahovic, Lautaro Martinez. We'll see what the agents come back with and what the scouts come back with. Who's going to be one of them? It'd be great to get one of them up front if we do go that way. And I've also thrown in Konate, because in season 1 he was like Champions League defender of the season. So I think Thiago Silva retiring, Konate comes in. I'm just more thinking of how we spread the money. And Upamecano valued at 77 million. Again, who knows? It just goes to show you that success in the Premier League, you could be in as much debt as you want, but Todd Bowley today has announced a cash injection of 21.5 million to cover debt incurred this season. Now I thought that was still going to leave us 200 million in the red. But when you look at this, we're 8 million in the black. Look at the state of that, 258 million in the red there. But somehow, some way, we've got 8 million in the bank. Don't ask me. I just don't think HMRC should look too closely for our sake, because I think there's some dodgy dealings going on there. I've just done a quick comparison between Robert Sanchez and Edward Mendy, and I'm no closer to knowing who I want in goal, to be honest. Looking at the Polygon's a Pokemon. Looking at the Polygon, they've got the same for shot stopping. Physically, Edward Mendy's a bit better. Mentally, Edward Mendy's a bit better. But he's also more eccentric. and he's slightly better aerially. But Sanchez got better distribution. Sanchez is actually taller, which I wouldn't have thought, to be honest, but he is. In terms of attributes, I mean, it's fairly easy, even. I mean, he's got better jumping. I mean, let's be honest, yeah, Edward Mendy is a little bit better. But, I don't know, maybe if I put Edward Mendy on the transfer list and see if we get any nibbles, and then maybe I can justify it with the money. We'll see. Lautaro Martinez. Unbelievable, but slightly out of our price range. Mike. Unbelievable. Again, out of our price range. Raspadori. Pretty good option, to be fair. In our price range, but a considerable chunk out of the transfer budget. That is definitely an option. Dusan Vlahovic. I mean, I reckon we can move stuff around and we can get that done. But barring any outgoings, that would be a big chunk. Or that would be yeah. We couldn't bring anyone else in if we do sign Dusan. Upamecano, again, that value hasn't budged. That must be a release clause. I mean, he is a beast, and he would come in as jointly our best centre back. Not sure he improves us as much as we need for a £77 million signing, to be honest. Kali Muendu, I mean, I do like him. Konate, again, comes in similar level to Kim. If we compare the two, where's old Kim? There he is. Now, interestingly, they're both rated at 3 stars. But if you look at the physicals, you've got the same jumping reach. Kim's slightly more agile, slightly fitter, slightly more stamina, and 1 more for strength, which I wouldn't have actually put him down to, considering he's got the weight advantage. Konate must all be in height. But in terms of his technicals, tackling, Kim's better. Okay, passing, Konate's better. Don't need anyone to make long throws. Decisions, he's better. Concentrations, he's better. Teamwork, he's better. Work rate, he's better. Difficult decision there. Yes, he's taller. But looking at the polygon, say Kim's slightly better, but he's 2 years older. Another one to ponder. And Scamacca, I mean, that's just a joke. That's going to just eat up all of our transfer budget. Tell you what I might do. I might just declare interest in him and see if we can unsettle him and drive that asking price down a bit. Yeah? Fingers crossed. So an interesting one. I thought I'd compare the 2 Italian options up front. And I have to say, if you look at, considering that Raspadori is probably going to cost us half the price of Scamacca, in many ways, he's a better player. I mean, I'm not worried about his corners. He's not coming in to take corners. He shouldn't do that much crossing. Finishing, okay, Scamacca's got the edge. First touch, though, yeah. Heading, okay, again, Scamacca. Passing, penalty taking, technique, okay. In the physical, I mean, yeah, maybe Scamacca is just a little bit better, isn't he? If we look at it like this, though, yeah, Scamacca's better. But compare him with Vlahovic, and it's a slightly different story. Only just, mind, but again, when you compare two strikers that are valued well in excess of 100 million, you would expect it to be close, and you'd expect them to both be great options, and that is what they both would be. So, I mean, if this just basically all boils down to, are we going to go out and smash all of our transfer budget on one of these two to go up top and just go for the league in death by goals? I think if we were to get, the wages though, he's on 215k a week and he's on 70. But we're Chelsea, we've got loads of money, we'll just go 200 million in debt and then we'll just write it off again and we'll be back in the black next summer, no questions asked. So that's an option. I mean, we just go death by goals. We all know Vlahovic is a beast. 17 finishing. I mean, but what's Calamuendo got compared to these two? Let's compare him with Vlahovic. It's kind of close. He's younger. He's only got one less. So we can put him on some finishing training. Now get above there. I don't care about free kicks. Okay, heading, we'll just do low crosses. We've been doing them anyway. Shouldn't be taking too many long shots. Don't worry about penalty taking. So I think in terms of the technicals, I'm quite happy. He's quicker, or Vlahovic is quicker, but Calamuendo is quicker off the mark. I mean, he's not as tall, but I don't think you're getting 100 million at the top end, over 100 million more of a player in buying Vlahovic. So I actually think Calamuendo comes in as our striker. I'm going to put in a bid. I'm going to go 35, and we're going to exclude that, and we're going to exclude that. We're going to cross our fingers, and for 35 million, I think we found our striker. We're just doing a quick comparison on a pair of 25-year-old French centre-backs, and again, there's not a lot in it. I mean, Upamecano, you'd probably say slightly better overall, according to this polygon. But when you look at the attributes, I mean, long throws, again, we're not really worried about that. You take that out, and you take out vision. Do I really want a blind centre-back? We'll get him a C and I dog. It'll be fine. There's not a massive amount of difference in the two. But having said that, if I'm going for Calamuendo up front, we probably could afford Upamecano. It just means that we have to stick with Mendy in goal. His wages are quite high as well. Do you know what? I'm going for a Champions League. I'm not messing about. Upamecano gets in a Chelsea shirt. Thiago Silva is retiring in 3 weeks, so we need a beast to replace him. Upamecano for Fana at the back. I fancy a bit of that. So I've done some offering out, and West Ham have bid 30 million for Conor Gallagher. I'm going to accept that. Atletico Madrid have bid 20.5 for Cucurella. I've accepted that. Edward Mendy's wage demands and Vermeeren. I don't want to lose him, but Man United were interested in him, still are interested in him, and he's got a high value. I'm just thinking the Calamuendo deal is all but over the line. He just needs a work permit. That's going to be back in a couple of days. I'm just debating whether, if we are going to go all out for a one-season shootout for a Champions League, is he going to fire us to it? He is good. He is good. Or do we just bite the bullet? I'm going to delay this when it comes through. and I'm going to try and get Vlahovic for about 100 mil. Wish me luck. So I went in with an initial offer of 100 million up front with 50 million over 4 instalments. They negotiated to 100 million with 4, and then I think it was 30 million after 50 games. I don't care what happens after 50 games because I hope to heck that we're no longer here. So I've negotiated it down. I've put this up a bit, but I'm going to go 40 million after 50 games. Todd Bowley doesn't care about his finances, so why should I? I tell you what, we'll even give you 30% of the profit. I'm going to say 50% of the profit because there's no way we're turning a profit on this fella. Will they go with this? I'm gonna tentatively lock that in. I'm gonna suggest it, and they've gone for it. Oh, Callum Owendo, I'm sorry, mate, but Big Deuce is coming to the bridge. Slight spanner in the works. Tottenham have bid 59 million for Ben Chilwell. Vlahovic and Upamecano have both accepted their deals. They're pending work permits, but we are losing Cucurella. We have got Levi Colwell who can play left back. Have we got any youngsters who can play left back? Lewis Hall has played left back for them in real life. And we've got Ian Matson on loan. I mean, how good is he compared to Ben Chilwell? He's nowhere near as good as Ben Chilwell. Well, that just makes things a little bit more interesting. Who, if we're going to... Conor Gallagher is gone. Cucurella has been offered a contract. Although I don't think that's 20.5. That should give us enough money to buy Dusan and then, I mean, do we still get this money when he joins? Does that go into our transfer budget? I don't know. Can we afford to let Chilwell go and go this season without a recognised left back? And where is Lewis Hall? Have we sold him? Have we sold him? He's at Watford. He's on loan. He's under 18s, that's why. He's too old for them, so let's get him into the senior squad. Should we compare him with Ben Chilwell? Yeah, again, it's not close, is it? Oh, why have you done this to me, Tottenham? That is why Chelsea fans sing, "I hate Tottenham." I'm going to need time to ponder on that, boys and girls. Okay, well, I didn't ponder it for very long because I got a bid accepted for 35 million for Brandon Soppy. He can play either fullback, he can play wing back on either side. I know he's right-footed, but yeah, I just got excited because Vlahovic is in through the door. The Upamecano deal, it actually fell through because I didn't get the Cucurella money in time. It didn't even give me the option. I'd accepted both of them because I had the money, and then yeah, Football Manager done me over. So Upamecano is not in yet, but as soon as we get some of that money back, we're going to go back in for him. We're going to activate his release clause, and he will be ours. Sad times, boys and girls. We couldn't get Upamecano back in because after the deal fell through, he didn't want to talk to us. So we've gone in for Plan B. Konate, I can afford him, no worries. Liverpool have also come in for Cucurella, so it's probably looking likely that he'll definitely go. So fingers crossed, Soppy manages to come in. Although I will have another look. If Konate comes in for less than Upamecano, can we maybe afford a better option at left back than Soppy? I'll let you know. Well, no sooner had Soppy agreed to come to us, Chilwell's rejected Spurs. A bit of loyalty. I mean, I took it for granted that he was gone, but he's shown some loyalty. So we'll cancel that transfer. We'll stick with that plan. Konate can come in as a centre-back, and then maybe we go goalkeeper hunting. Look at this. Rennes have made a loan approach for Edward Mendy. It will be 30.5 million all in all. He's definitely going to play 25 games for them. The only thing is, I'm just thinking, all this money ain't going to be for me, is it? But I have put him on a transfer list, and he will become unsettled if he's not allowed to leave. I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to hope that Slonina comes back and can do a bit for us in the league. I mean, I don't know. We might have to look at an option. Maybe we bring in Roger. What's his name? The Brighton keeper, anyway. That's a potential kind of emergency deal if we need to. I mean, he only conceded 26 in 25 for Stoke. That ain't bad. Yeah. Interesting times ahead. So I'm conscious that this episode is dragging on. So what I've done is I've skipped right forward to the opening day of the season, ready for the next episode. But we'll wrap this one up because there's been a lot going on since you was last with us. Manuel Neuer is our new number one. Yes, that's right. Edward Mendy went on loan to Rennes. It gave us about 10 million in the bank. I saw Manuel Neuer for 9.5 million. I thought, why not? We're going all out. And then I realised something, boys and girls. I'd forgotten that we had the best part of 1 million players out on loan, some of which did not have a future with us. So we made a few sales. First to leave our club, Benoit Badiashile, 45 million in total, not all of it up front, but I was never turning that down from City for him. And then 43 million for Datro Fofana. Now, I didn't really give him a chance. He's probably going to turn out to be a worldie, but I'm here for one more season. We've got Vlahovic up front, 43 million. Again, not turning that down for someone who's not even played for me. Ian Matson, 7.25. Don't think we need to elaborate much more on that. He was never going to challenge Chilwell for the left-back position. So he's gone. And last but by no means least on the departures, Cesare Casadei. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. I know he's a wonder kid. He's pretty solid stats-wise. But again, with the midfield we've got, it's absolutely stacked. And Wolves coming in 25 million. Probably could have got more. Actually, to be fair, the only reason why I sold him was because a Saudi Arabian club bid 32 million for him. And yeah, we had about 66 million in the bank to spend at this point. And I'll show you why I accepted 25, because that meant I had a release clause to activate, and I'll show you him in a second. But before I show you him, let me show you who else we brought in. We got one of our targets, Callum Awendu. He was nearly our first choice striker, let's be honest. But we went all out on Vlahovic. But with the money from the Fofana deal, I brought him in. And then with what was left and the Casadei money, we brought Jamal Musiala home. Now look at the state of this guy. And I'll be honest, I don't even know if I can fit him in my side. But why not? I mean, we had the money. It's champion. It is literally all or nothing this season. Get Amazon in. Get your Amazon Prime memberships activated, because we're doing all or nothing. Chelsea season 3. It's Champions League or bust. We've had the Community Shield, which we won on penalties, which is not ideal, but it was against Man United, and I think stats-wise we were the better team. So Dallo got a goal for them. I think, yeah, Dallo got a goal from a corner. Other than that, it was all us. I went with Havertz in the Trequartista out wide. I'm going to try him in the opening game of the season further inside. But yeah, I'm happy with how we played in that game. I'm optimistic that we've got the team now to get this Champions League in the bag. and have a lot of fun doing it. Alright, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed my transfer madness. I hope I've made the right decision. Please feel free to let me know down in the comments what you would have done with all that money. Yeah, it's all or nothing. Literally, season 3, we're done. After this, we're moving on. We're leaving Chelsea behind. We're rebuilding another team. I hope we have got to do that. Like, I'm not leaving until we've got that Champions League, but I'm convinced in my bones this is the season. So please join us in the next episode where we start the season. We play the Everton game and probably the first Champions League group game, and I will see you then for a good time. Thank you. Good night.